Germany in the gold and black vests, FIVB World Tour #1 ranked performers. But there is that big blocker at the net that you talked about, Dave. Julius Thole, tallest man on the court, and that's a big and early important score for Germany to get this match underway.
Yeah, Thole right here getting up and over Anders Mol, who is 6'7", and I'm going to go out on a limb and say the team that has the most blocks in this match will prevail and be victorious. These two teams have met 2 previous times. Both of those previous matches went 3 sets, so very evenly matched teams here.
Good start for Germany, 2-1. Thole warmed up well. His arm swing there, absolutely spot on. And Dane, you've called it. This could be a massive match at the net.
And right away, you're seeing that Norway is targeting Thole. You usually target the player you think you can score some more points on. Germany going over to Christian Sorum. That ball's out of bounds, so Wickler tries to use the hands of Anders Mol and takes a risk, hits that ball directly out of bounds. There's no touch and there will be no challenge, so a very long rally here. Some beautiful defense in the backcourt. You know, we've seen the blockers at the net. Now you get to look at Wickler in the backcourt, just getting his hands on everything.
Thole on the attack. That ball is good. Right on the line. Advantage to Germany.
Well, we had
3-2.
Did you see one of the line judge called it out? Another one called it in. And I believe we're going to get a challenge by Norway. Each team awarded 2 challenges per set. If you're correct in your challenge, you get to retain it. So basically unlimited challenges if you are correct. So Norway's going to go out and try to see if they can get this point reversed. It was so close, you know, even the line judges couldn't agree upon it. So I think a great position to use your first challenge.
Absolutely so. I mean, if one of the line judges puts his flag up and the other one keeps it down, that gives you good reason to put in that challenge. We'll get the Hawkeye system out, take a close look, and see if the ball clipped the line or not.
And here is the official review, and looks like it may have...
Oh, that is out, I'd say.
Yes, they're calling it out. So a successful challenge right away by Norway, and that's a big point, a big momentum swing. And they will retain their 2 challenges remaining.
Sorum with service for Norway. A float serve, really short. Here's Thole on the attack. Cross court, good angle on the ball. Leveling the scores at 3-all. Very close in the opening exchanges of this first of the men's semifinals.
Yeah, and you may be wondering why Norway is going to Thole at 6'9". He's a very tall attacker coming at you, and the reason you do that is because you don't want to deal with Wickler. Wickler has all the shots in the world. You see that a lot. The shorter player has more of an array of shots. Sorum for Norway and Wickler for Germany. You see Sorum right there going up with a bit of a power shot of his own, but strategy so important.
7 points total on the board. Quick side switch, just to make sure there's no advantage from the wind or the sunlight at one side or the other on court. That's a good shot from Julius Thole, 21-year-old local. He's from Hamburg. That's why the crowd have come in their thousands to support what has been a surprise story. This German team, the wild card entrance, but right into the semi-finals, as Dane said, lifted most of the way by the crowd. It's a good shot from Sorum. And it's a different state of play now, Dane, for these young Norwegians. They're no longer the new kids on the block. They're the team that everybody wants to beat, unlike Germany, who are just riding the crest of a wave right now.
Yeah, it's almost like All 4 players, of course, are young as that ball goes out of bounds. But Germany gaining some traction just here in this event. So they're kind of on fire. They're the surprise team. No longer is Norway a real surprise. They are, as you mentioned, the team with a target on their back. Everybody's trying to figure out, how do you beat Norway? They've won the last 2 majors. And that's out. That's what they do. They're very composed, Norway. They try not to do anything too spectacular, but they play amazingly smart volleyball, and they're going to force you to make some errors, some unforced errors, and they're going to create some space in the score and just finish it up. As you see right now, a 3-point cushion, and they'll try to expand upon that as the set goes on.
So Germany call a timeout. Each team is allowed to call a 30-second break. 1 break per set. When there's a total of 21 points on the scoreboard, we'll take what's called a technical timeout. But on top of that halfway point, each team is allowed. And Germany have called this timeout because of that very quick 3-point run from Norway, taking the scoreline 7-4. It's an important play and an important part of the game, Dane. The timeout, very relaxed sofa, very chilled sort of scenario.
I was going to say.
But they are talking tactics. They mean business down there.
Yeah, I was going to say, that looks like the most comfortable timeout area that I've ever seen. Usually we're sitting on hardwood chairs. They have a plush sofa, couch to relax on. You got to be careful that you don't relax too much in that little break. But yeah, it's all about strategizing. You want to come out immediately and side out if you're Germany.
Little confusion on the serve down the middle. And a lovely block. It's the first block of the match so far for Anders Mol. There's his partner Sorum. Here he is, up at the net.
Anders Mol pressing over the net. Remember, Anders Mol, the 2017 Rookie of the Year on the FIVB World Tour, and he just continues to get better every match.
Good cover from Mol's partner, and he puts it away beautifully. Christian Sandley Sorum, 22-year-old out of Oslo. Confidence here is impressive.
Look at that, you got 6'9" right in your face, and he elevates at 6'4" and somehow cuts that ball underneath the block. Oh, what a set right there.
It's a little too long, though, the pokey. That was beautiful from Mol. Sorum let his partner down there, hate to say it.
Yeah, you can't ask for a better set. Sorum got that ball up in the air, and somehow Mol rolls it right on top of the net. Just needs to roll this to the open court. The idea is there, but the execution is off by a couple of centimeters.
Still with the 4-point lead. Away. Oh, that's the perfect time to serve an ace. Clemens Victor, believe it or not, the oldest man on the court, 23 years of age, rips an absolutely beautiful serve right down the middle of the Norwegian court.
And that's a great camera angle to see serving. When you serve, you want to take off behind the line and then land a couple of feet inside the court. Of course, you cannot touch the line when you serve.
Wow. Wickler now starting to raise his game. Great play, defense and attack from the German number 2.
Yeah, Wickler looks like he is raring to go. Not only his serve is on, but look at the heat he puts going at one of the best defenders on tour this season, Sorum, but he cannot even control this ball. It's coming in with a little too much heat.
Here's Wickler with service. He's already put 1 ace down. Sorum is the target. But this time Mol picks up the serve. Mol now on the attack for Norway. Cross court, right to the feet of the German Wickler. And that 3-point advantage. We're coming to the halfway point of the opening set.
I'll tell you what, not one player is pulling any punches right now. It is all power, all velocity. There's Anders Mol ripping it cross court. It's interesting how the power shots become contagious and everyone starts to rip the ball. No shots happening right now.
Lovely little float serve from Mol. He's at the net.
That ball never cleared the net.
Oh, but Wickler just calms it down a little. It's not all about power play, and the finesse gives Germany a very valuable point.
Here's the deal. What needed to happen right there, I believe, is that Anders Mol needed to stop play. You have about 5 seconds to go at it, but maybe he touched that ball a little bit there, so he's not going to waste a challenge in that situation. You got to call the challenge quickly, or the referee will decline.
11-8 to Norway. We'll take a tech timeout, a 30-second break when there's a total of 21 points on the scoreboard. And that tells us we're at the halfway point. Oh, it looked like Wickler had a fumble on the serve there. Well picked up by his teammate. But Sorum puts it away. 12-8. Germany needs to side out here. Not let Norway go 5 clear going into the tech timeout.
Here's a little bit of a lackadaisical error by Germany. That serve ends up putting them in all sorts of trouble, and then Sorum just putting it down, making it look easy. And that's what Sorum and Mol do. They have the wisdom as if they were 35 years of age, and they're just 21 and 22 respectively.
Lovely back set from Thole, allowing Clemens Victor to get a lovely angle on the ball. 12-9 for Norway. Technical timeout takes us to the halfway point of this opening set in the men's semi-final.
Look at Wickler. He's just got command of where he wants to put that ball. Beautiful cut shot right there. You see the right thumb go up in the air as he hits the side of the ball. Perfectly executed. That lands just a couple feet from the net. Look at that. You don't see a cut shot executed much better than that. That's textbook.
Big score for Germany. Norway 4 clear.
What a run it has been for this squad right here. 15 consecutive match victories on the FIVB. If you throw in the European Championships, they were at 22 in a row before losing yesterday to Brouwer and Musen in a match that really didn't matter. Yeah. They still won their pool. Brouwer and Musen still were eliminated, but quite a run for the young Norwegians, and they put everybody on notice.
They certainly have, Dane. Mother and father are their coaches and played such an important role in their careers to date. That's Andreas Mol's mother and father, who were part of the coaching team. That's a great save from Sorum. Oh, but Julius Thole of Germany gets his first block in, coming out of the tech timeout, and now Germany are just behind Norway by 2.
Yeah, big stuff down there. Make it 1 block apiece. 1 block apiece so far. 1 for Mol and 1 for Sorum.
Okay, here's Clemens Victor, 23-year-old from Berlin. He's having a great service game. Mol on the attack for Norway. Cross court. And he thinks that there was a touch of the ball from the German blocker there. Yep, he's called a challenge. Successful with their first. Will Norway be successful with their second?
Yeah, they seem very composed when they call their challenges. When they truly believe that they think that something has happened, they will break out the challenge. In that angle with the game camera, it's hard to see if a touch occurred. Remember, the Hawkeye system has 16 cameras. They're running at 200 frames per second, so they don't really miss anything. Here's a look. The finger will move. There it is. That right ring finger. Look at it jiggle right there after the ball. That's the indicator the ball has been touched. So 2 challenges for Norway, 2 successful challenges. That means they have 2 challenges remaining. So both of them resulting in points. They're up by 3. 2 of those points have been won on the challenge.
That's how important the rule is. and how good Hawkeye can be for the sport. But immediately back into the game. And I like the way Germany are not letting the Norwegians just hustle them in any shape or form.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. The Germans, you know, this is kind of gravy. This is like icing on the cake, making it to the semifinals, coming in as a wild card. No one really expected too much out of them, and you can see they're playing with a real light attitude. They're having a good time. They're enjoying the crowd. They're not too tense, and it's allowing them to play some of the best volleyball that they've played the entire season.
Well, that will be the question that many of the fans who follow the tour rather than just this finale to the season, why haven't they played like this for the rest of the season? Because this is beautiful, textbook beach volleyball, and for me, Clemens Victor is the man of the match so far.
His defense is outstanding. He's everywhere. Look at that ball, clips the top of the net. He gets it up, and he's not just getting the ball up and over the net. He's getting it in a controlled position so Thole can set him the ball. And then look at the power, the elevation, cross court. Wickler playing with all sorts of confidence.
The local fans are loving the fact that the wild card German team are really giving the world #1s a run for their money. That's a good shot from Sorum.
One of Christian Sorum's favorite shots is shoulder space cross court, and then he rips it cross body. Very deceiving. And you know Thole has done his homework. He's trying to block the line, but Christian Sorum somehow finds a little alley between the arm and the antenna. That time high off the block right now. Very composed. See that? You're seeing the smiles of Thole and Wickler in between a lot of plays. Not a lot of pressure on this team, right? Not a lot of expectation going in, and now this crowd is behind them and really cheering them every point. You ask why not play like this all year? It's special when you're in front of thousands of your hometown crowd really yelling and screaming, elevating you to a different level. Oh, wow, that ball was crushed. Bouncing into the second row, it looked like right there. Not an easy task, and maybe a little assertiveness, kind of asserting themselves. Look at that, 95 kilometers per hour. Anders Mole getting up and just taking a rip cross court.
Just shy of 60 miles per hour, the speed on the ball there. Norway have maintained their break at 15-13. It's Mole with the service. Again, targeting the blocker. Thole up at the net now attacking. Oh, and he brushes that beautifully off the block. That's a big side out for Germany to stay in this match, not letting Norway get too clear.
You see, it's just a matter of milliseconds whether that block is formed in the right position, and it can be the difference between a stuff block and a point for the other team.
Julius Thole serving Sorum. Sorum now on the attack for Norway over the top of the block. Beautifully placed ball. Speed of the serve, 64 kilometers per hour. We saw the record broken in Gestad earlier this season. Up to
119 miles an hour. And that was Paolo Nicolai from Italy, breaking an old record by Kolodinsky of Russia that was 114 kilometers per hour. So a lot of velocity on these balls, and not on that one. Wickler changing it up when he knew the block was there, so he kind of changes the pace and gets this ball just around Anders Mole. There's the pickup, recovers, comes in, instead of ripping across court, takes a little off it, pokes it line, and he keeps Anders Mole guessing.
Well, never better than third on the FIVB World Tour this season. Wickler and Thole, they're playing like season champions here. Wickler with service. 23-year-old out of Berlin, Germany. Big, powerful jump serve. But Norway, and particularly Sorum, letting Germany know they've got their own power play.
Sorum really's got a quick arm. He's up, he gets that ball quickly to the spot, 82 kilometers per hour on that last hit, and it's just fast enough so Wickler cannot get in position in time. There's a great look at Thole's perfect block, taking away the line, therefore Sorum ripping it cross court into the angle.
Mole with service for Norway, 2 clear at 17-15. Remember, we're heading to 21 is the final scoreline, but you need to be 2 points clear. Thole goes cross court, good cover from Sorum, now looks to finish for Norway. Over the top of the block, but Wickler has the ball covered, but not quite seeing where his partner was. He thought he pitched it up for him perfectly, but Thole could not get there.
That was a difficult play. He was kind of spinning backwards when he made contact to pass the ball. He ended up shanking it a little bit off the court. Thole tries to get there, but that ball falls, and it's a huge point at that, giving Norway a 3-point edge as we get to the end of this first set.
Oh, and Mole, well, he's not been as present as we've seen in previous major tournaments at the net in this match so far, but that was impressive.
There's going to be a challenge here, whether there was a net violation. Thole didn't like what he saw up there out of Anders Mole, and so he turned to the referee with the C, making a C out of your hand. That's indicating I would like a challenge, and then you must indicate what that challenge is for. That doesn't show us quite the view. The big question, does Anders Mole touch the net? Now, if the ball hits the net and pushes the net into the blocker, it is not a net violation. And it will all have to be looked at in one of the Hawkeye cameras that have a much better view than we have seen so far. But this is a crucial point, I believe. There it is, and there's no net there. Yeah, the net actually never hits him, even that the ball pushes it towards him. No fault at all. Beautiful play by Anders Mole.
That's a bit of a psychological blow. One challenge remaining for Germany. Here's a chance for Norway to close out this first set. Another big service from Mole, who's already up at the net. Thole, cross court, covers there from Sorum, gets it away the second time. That's a huge side out for Germany. Really needed that point to stay in this opening set.
Well, this is how important it is to, when you dig the ball, keep it on your side of the net. That time Sorum a little too close to the net with the dig. It goes over, and the 6'9", 206-centimeter Thole is going to make you pay for that. You got to keep the ball on your side of the net when you play defense.
Here's Sorum on the attack for Norway. Perfect weight on the ball. Not the hardest hit of the match so far, but the placement of the ball and the accuracy, impressive.
Well, he changed the speed. Wickler thinks it's going to be a hard rip cross court, and he downshifts, kind of rolls it towards the middle of the court, catches Wickler cheating into the sharp angle. Really a smart and cerebral play by Christian Sorum.
Jump float serve from Sorum. Here's Wickler on the attack for Germany. The block is there, and that is 21-16 for Norway. And the world #1 pair take the opening set. Would you say convincingly, Dane, or how impressed were you with the German game?
I thought Germany played really strong. I'm not surprised at all at this somewhat of a battle going back and forth due to the previous two meetings between these two teams. But this is kind of been standard practice for Norway. They expand their lead slowly, very patiently. They don't play like they're 21 and 22. At 21 and 22, sometimes you rush things, sometimes you don't have the patience, but that has been the difference. There you see 3 blocks for Mole and 1 block for Thole. As I said, whoever has the most blocks is going to win this for sure, and that's why we're monitoring the blocking situations so closely. And we're going to look at the Norway serve placement. You see Thole in the beginning really getting all the serves, 47% total, and then some of them started going in the middle and towards Wickler, mixing it up so that Germany couldn't get too far into a groove. Great strategy by Norway.
So Norway win the opening set 21-16. Germany have to win this second set to take it, or the match, to a third tie-break set. If Norway are successful in this second set, then Germany's dream performance, I have to say, will be over. But no matter what the outcome of this result, it will be a season's best performance in a major competition for the Germans in yellow and black.
Well, there must have been a touch by Thole on the block that we did not see. And there, that ball hit straight out of bounds. So this is very uncharacteristic right here. 2 unforced errors by Norway. We don't see this very often. First, it was Christian Sorum dug the ball and then cut it into the net. And this time, Anders Mole goes high between the arms of Thole, and he ends up just a few centimeters long. So we didn't see many unforced errors at all in the first set. 2 already for Norway.
It's good news for Germany. Wickler's serving is right on the mark, but he's unable to get down and dig that ball out of play. First point on the board for Norway.
Look at Christian Sorum. He just takes a little off it. He catches Wickler on his heels waiting for the power shot, and that's when you break out the short finesse shot. You got to be thinking all the time as an offensive attacker.
That's a nice shot. Well read by Julius Thole. Very good indeed. 21 years of age, local to Hamburg. Literally lives just around the corner. He doesn't have to go far to come to work today, Dave.
And I was told he goes to the university here.
Yep.
And a lot of his fellow students have come out to cheer him on.
It's another good serve from Germany. Here's Sorum. Well, you have to give Norway credit. They're keeping their calm. They have yet to hit that panic button.
And that's what this run has been all about. Winning the last 2 majors, just composure, patience, and taking their time, never panicking, even if they're down 3 or 4 points. They just keep doing what they do best and wait for you on the other side of the net to make some errors.
That's an easy one for Germany. Service too long from Anders Beretsen Mole. Now Wickler. He's having a good service game. Almost with his second ace there. 76 kilometers per hour, the speed on the ball, but it's just a little too long. Quick side switch with Germany leading at 4-3. Service will come from Norway.
Shot, and Christian Sorum got caught in the angle, expecting a little more heat. This shot goes high up in the air. Check out when this ball's poked. It's way up on the way, but Sorum can't get out of the blocks to get over, so all he can do is watch Anders Mole taking a look. Bit surprised that his partner Sorum didn't get to that one.
Yeah, they like that, the Germans, didn't they? Big smile on their face. 5-3. They must win this second set, remember, to stay in this match. Here's Norway on the attack with Mole. almost there. Oh, good turn and burn from Thole at the net. Sorum again for Norway. This time reads the court a little better, finds the space.
Yeah, he's getting his money's worth for sure. Christian Sorum getting a lot of opportunity here to put the ball away and breaking out all sorts of shots. We've seen the power, we've seen the short shot, this one right in the middle. Wickler has to hold his ground and be more disciplined on defense. Once he guesses or commits momentum going one way, he's not going to get any other shot. Great set, about 3 meters off the net, and Anders Mold decides to stay and block. Check this out, and just squeaks it down the line. I would have liked to seen Anders Mold maybe drop off the net right there and play defense. But look at how big that block is. I guess if you're 6'7", you're getting your face over the net every time, then maybe you want to stay out and block regardless.
Germany with a 2-point advantage at 6-4. Wickler serves Sorum. There's the set from his partner Moll. And that cross-court shot has been so effective. Good play from Norway.
That's where Christian Sorum loves to go. But remember, he has that cross body down the line as well. But right now the cross-court is working. He's keeping Wickler guessing as he hits different types of angles. We've seen him go down the middle of the court. We've seen him take a little off it. Really great offense so far by Sorum.
Good block from Moll. And Wickler gets it away the second time of asking. Maintaining the German break here.
There you see that Anders Moll is going to block line. He does, and it's almost as they're doubling up in the line position and leaving the angle open. Anders Moll blocking line, Sorum moving into the line as well, and allowing the whole cross court to be wide open. A lot of great strategy we've seen from Moll and Sorum.
Great block. Couldn't come at a better time for Germany. Julius Thole takes Germany 3 clear. Big smile on his face. He enjoyed this one.
Yeah, it's a really strong move late, and it's very strong in terms of technical. He's up, he's over the net, taking away the area, hands pressing, head down, and it hits his forearm just perfectly and rebounds right into the court. So that's 2 blocks for Thole and 3 blocks for Moll. Oh, a little too easy right there. And that's why Anders Moll not getting a lot of serves right now. He gets up here, almost effortless, just gets on top of the ball. Wickler moving into the line, but the shot just too good.
And here is Moll with service for Norway. Blue shirt number 1. Traditional yellow and black of Germany. The game. Thole tools the block beautifully. Starting to frustrate Moll just a little. To watch Norway. We're so used to their calm, cool, almost methodical style of play. But just losing a little bit of their rhythm here, Norway. Germany still 3 clear.
Wow, their serve reception is so on point, Norway, because that serve is being ripped right at them. You see a beautiful pass by Anders Moll. He gets up and just crushes this thing cross court. That first contact, the pass, is everything to stay in system, to make it a lot easier to set up your partner for the attack.
There's that lovely float serve from Sorum. Good play though. Germany, confidence is high, and they keep that 3-point advantage.
There's the block, and just not taking enough of the court. Anders Moll is leaving just a few feet open for the offensive attacker to squeak the ball down the line. I don't know if that's by design, because if you only give a player 2 to 3 feet to hit, they're going to err ever so often. So maybe that is the strategy by Moll, to take the majority of that line, but tempt Thole to go for that open spot. So far, he's been perfect.
Here's Thole with service for Germany. This time Moll picks it up and on the attack. And that's why they're serving Sorum, not Moll, for the majority of the German serves. They're trying to keep Anders Moll out of the attacking part of the game as much as possible, because when he's at the net attacking, he's very rarely wrong. A few sunglass issues for Thole, but we're now back in play. Nice back set from his partner Wickler. Right out of the textbook for Germany. Crowd are on their feet as we head into the tech timeout, when there's a total of 21 points on the board. It's a 30-second breather. Tells us we're at the halfway point of the set. And right now, Germany in control. Crowd calling Wickler and Thole. Now the ball looked from our angle here. We're very high up at the top of the Rottenbaum Stadium. Looked out of play.
Here's that serve receive that I'm talking about. Ripped serve right down the middle. Sorum handles it, gets up, tries to cut it down, and how about the defense by Wickler? And there is the shot. It is so close. You have to take a look at the Hawkeye system, of course, again, to get a true ruling, because it is just so close. It's so hard to tell in real time. These referees do such a fantastic job. A lot of times they are correct in real time, and surprisingly to us, here's the look. That ball looks just out.
Yeah, it only needs to touch just the smallest part of the blue tape and line, but that is out.
And sometimes the splash that the ball creates of the sand will move the line, and that can be confusing as well, because you think the ball hit the line, but actually it did not.
Sorum serving Wickler. Wickler smashes the ball into the block of Moll, and it goes out of bounds. 12-9, tech timeout. 21 points on the board, remember. 30-second break. And Germany in a strong position to stay in this match in their quest to win this second set. Norway won the first at 21-16.
I'll tell you what, Anders Moll is just milliseconds away from having 5 extra blocks. Just a little bit late getting to the position, and the ball is just not bouncing his way in terms of blocking, even though he does have 3 blocks so far. And there's Thole on the right with 2 blocks, and Wickler on the left right there, you see, getting a little hydration. He's been playing spectacular in the backcourt. His defense is just stellar, and you're looking at the future. Remember, we mentioned the average age in this match, 22 years of age. The average age of the entire field is 28. So that 22 years of age average on the court right now lets you know that this is the future. And I believe over the next few years that average age is going to continue to trickle down to the 25 and sub-25, as a lot of the older players probably will be on the outs after Tokyo in 2020.
Yeah, we're definitely missing Phil Dolhauser and Nick Lucena, winners of the Tour Finals for the past 2 years, but didn't qualify this year, which was a big surprise to the senior statesmen of the FIVB World Tour. First point on the board for Norway coming out of the technical timeout. Just 2 behind Germany now. Need to keep their focus here, the local heroes.
There's a rip cross court. Yeah, it was interesting that Phil and Nick did not qualify, didn't have enough wins. You know, even after winning Fort Lauderdale early in the year, they just didn't have the points to get in here. And it was an interesting approach that that was taken in terms of those 2 wild card positions. 8 teams qualify on points, and then there's usually 2 wild cards. One of them was given to local teams, of course, German teams, but then the other wild card really wasn't given out. It was just the next team on the list was entered into the event, and it was a very big surprise, I believe, but from volleyball fans, what I was hearing was they could not believe that no team from the United States and no team from Brazil in the men's side of the competition. I don't believe that's ever happened in the history of the sport. So it just tells you the rest of the world is getting stronger.
Well, Germany are getting stronger as well because they're holding that early break against Norway in their quest to take this second set and force Norway into a third set tiebreak. As Dane said right at the beginning of our broadcast, they're one-on-one on matchups, so it's not a great surprise to see Germany raising their game here. Oh, much to the delight of the local crowd, and that's got to be the trickler of tricklers from a service there for Germany.
Yeah, and it came at a really tough time for Norway. They're trying to get some traction and trying to get back in the mix here, and then you get a little trickler serve that it's almost impossible to defend against. It's virtually a very lucky play.
Oh, well left by Sorum. 12-15. This is where Norway now need to make their play to avoid going to a third set. Now the final will be played later this evening here at the Rottenbahn Stadium of Hamburg. And to finish the semi as quick as you can is the game plan for all 4 players on court to get a break. Second semi-final pretty much straight after this one with Poland playing Poland. They are, or have been, the hottest nation at this FIVB World Tour Finals.
Anders Mol again, just a split second away and a few centimeters from getting another stuff block, but the ball just not rolling his way right now. Oh, the fans didn't like that set right there. A little side action on the release by Anders Mol, who's got some great hands. No call. Sorum comes in, rips it to the sand, and right now it's getting pressure time for Norway if they want to wrap this thing up in 2.
Good cover from Sorum. Oh! But Mol, who tries to go over on 2, is spotted immediately by the German blocker, Julius Thole. 17-13. Surely Germany can convert this scoreline to a win in this second set, taking the match to 3.
I like the decision by Mol right there. It just was a spectacular play by Thole to be alert and put those arms up and ready for the block.
It's a good shot from Mol.
Norway right now needs to start to make a move. You know, at 17 points for Germany, they're just 4 points away. But this is what really has made this Norwegian team so good. The patience in positions like this and the ability to manufacture some points when they need them.
Oh, beautiful. Rainbow right over the top of the block, down on the baseline.
What a solid shot. Not easy getting over the 200-centimeter, 6'7" Anders Mol, but 206-centimeter Thole just goes off the top of the fingertips.
That's too big. Serve With 85 kilometer speed on the ball, but way past the baseline. Now, can Norway get back into this match? Germany must side out here. Wickler sets the ball. Thole.
Oh my, what a play. It's not good enough right now. Germany, I'm telling you, everything really rolling their way right now. They're playing on top of their game. The crowd's behind them. Look at this almost self-defense play by Christian Sorum. Anders Mold gets the ball over the net. That puts Sorum, who's traditionally a defender, up at the net as a blocker, and he can't get it done right there. So Germany in position to win this second set.
Thole with service. Serving Moll this time, who's now on the attack for Norway. Powers that ball at the body of Clemens Victor. He was moving forwards, heading towards the net as he tried to defend here.
Anders Moll hits a real flat ball, not a lot of spin on the top of it, and therefore it's hard to track as a defender. It's kind of a tracer coming right at your face.
And here's Moll with the serve. Oh, and that is just a gift to Germany. Set point. We're going to a tie-break. Surely, Dave.
Germany in complete control right now. Even if they don't win this point right here, then they'd be receiving. So they have full advantage. They're going to have 4 set points here to force a third.
Wickler. Oh, and it's a big kiss on the net, which drops the ball right to the front of the Norwegian half. 21 is the scoreline, 21-16. Germany take the second set. We're going into a third set tiebreak.
Well, right now, you know what it is? It's all about adjustments as well as composure for Norway. You can be very frustrated. The Germans had 2 trickler serves fall, and there wasn't a lot of blocking by Anders Moll, not a lot of sharp play. Remember, they started the set with a couple of unforced errors. So if they were to look at the tape just this set, they'd be very, disappointed. A couple of trickler serves, that's 2 points. 2 unforced errors. Not a lot of blocking by Anders Moll. Just, second late on some of his moves. As we look at the match statistics, now things kind of evened up. You see the blocking was 3-1 after the first set. Now it's 3 blocks apiece. But look at the aces. 3 aces for Germany, 0 for Norway. As we look at Germany's serve placement, Christian Sorum getting the majority, 56% in the first, 45% in the second, and they've been mixing it up. I like Germany's strategy, but most importantly, they're very light in terms of their attitude. They're smiling, they're having a great time, they're playing loose and free, and that has been the difference.
So we head to 15 rather than 21 in the third set tiebreak. We side switch with 5 and a multiple of 5 on the scoreboard. It's a bit of a sprint. Very important to get off to a good start. And the first point is given to Norway by Germany. Service just too long from Wickler. Float serve from Sorum. Good cover. Can he finish now?
There's some miscommunication right there by Norway. Sorum ends up at the net, whereas Moll should always be the player at the net, especially if there's a choice. That's 81 kilometers per hour, that ball being put down. But here's a good look at, as we look at this third set, can Norway continue the composure that we've seen over the last, basically, month of play, where they've been virtually untouchable? That ball straight out of bounds, so an unforced error, and this is not looking good for Norway. Can they keep their composure? Can they keep their patience as everything seems to be going the way of the Germans right now?
Yeah, it's the first time in 2-3 competitions that we've started to see the errors creeping in from Norway. Miscommunication again from the Norwegian players. Moll finally gets the ball away, but only on the second time of asking. Doesn't look as quick, as slick. It's almost as if in the last 2 major victories, Dane, they had a sixth sense about each other. And they look a little tired out there.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a very rough month for them. When you're winning tournaments, that means you're playing a lot of extra matches. You're playing deep into Sunday. And they're 2 young kids, though. They can bounce back for sure. And I don't believe they're too fatigued right now. I just think that everyone's trying to scout this team. They have a target on their back. And right now, they're just having some trouble scoring points. If they can score some points by getting a couple blocks or a couple digs, this thing turns around really quick. They have been shut down the last set and a half. And there's another trickler. I mean, are you kidding me?
Is that 3 or 4?
I believe that's 3. And, you know, you can't really, practice this. Some people say that servers will try to clip the top of the net. But the fact if it does clip and trickle over is some element of luck. And we've seen 3 of those. That can get frustrating for Norway.
Well left. That one was way too deep. Float service from Clemens Victor. Norway with service now.
Yeah, I predict Norway starts scoring some points with that block and with the defense in the backcourt.
Right on cue, Dane. Do you think they heard you?
I'm only going on what I've seen this team do in this type of situation. They're patient, they stay composed, and look at that big block. Like I said, he's just been a couple of centimeters away from having, you know, another 5 stuff blocks. Let's see if he can go on a run. There it is. And again, a controlled block, a great set by Sorum. And all of a sudden, things turn around, and Germany feels it immediately. They're going to call a timeout, and think about it. This is what makes Norway so dangerous, their ability to turn things around so quickly. Even when it looks like Germany's getting all the breaks, they still don't push the panic button. Look at that left hand. That's just athleticism right there.
Yeah, Germany call the timeout. It's a 30-second break. Why? Because you see those very quick 3-point scores on the graphic to the left of your screen from the Norwegian team. Germany want to stop the play. They want to break the rhythm, break the focus of Norway. Absolutely vital that the Germans come out of the time break and side out, pick up the first point score. And that will justify the calling of the timeout. Now, if Germany don't side out here, remember, this is the 3rd tie-break set. We're heading to 15 rather than 21. I fear they may be in trouble. This is a very big play now for Germany to try and book themselves a spot in the final, the first final of their FIVB World Tour careers to date. Understandably, the German fans looking a little pensive here.
Not sure what's happening on the sideline. Maybe a little bit of a, I don't want to really speculate.
I think he's been stung.
Yeah, you know what? There has been a lot of bees around the venue. I've been hearing that.
Wasps, we call them.
Maybe it's a bee sting, and it looked like he was trying to, he had his mouth on his arm, almost trying to get maybe the stinger out of his arm, and that's gotta hurt. And coming at a very interesting time of the match, and hopefully he doesn't have any allergic reactions to bee stings. That's always a concern, but he's getting medical attention right now. Now, the interesting thing is, would you be charged with a medical timeout here?
Well, we saw it in the World Championships, didn't we? Alexander Horst got bitten by a bee in the final of the World Championships, and we took a timeout there. I think it's more the shock rather than the pain.
And he knows it right there. You can see the disappointment. And he's having fun with everything that happens. You just see the light spirit, the positive attitude that Julius Thole brings to the court, and I think that has been the magic for them this entire weekend. Here's a look at the bite right there. And just a beautiful camera angle to capture that. We definitely didn't see it in real time, and Thole, you can see in obvious pain and surprise, but now I'm sure he'll shake it off, and there's work to do still.
We should give that point to the cameraman. What a great shot. Picking up the sting, picking up the wasp or the bee in action there. Now, thumbs up. Let's get back to this third set tie break here. Germany in the yellow, Norway in the blue. Norway won the first set 21-16, but then Germany came back and took the second with the same scoreline. In the third set, we're only heading to 15. So, after what was originally a 30-second break, has been more than a 2-minute break. Both teams need to refocus now. That's exactly what Germany were hoping for. Well, stung by a wasp, but what did Muhammad Ali say? Float like a butterfly, sting like a bee. And that's exactly what Germany have come back to do.
Absolutely. He's taken out that pain and that anger on the ball on that last hit, and he knew how crucial it was to stop that three-point run that Norway had and get another point on the board. Oh, Wickler had an opportunity to put the ball away. Give Christian Sorum all the credit in the world, faking him out and getting the ball hit right to him, and then Sorum able to put the ball away. So a big opportunity for Germany there to take the lead, but they could not do it. Norway gaining momentum.
Good cover from Sorum. He's now on the attack for Norway, and that could be the turning point. There's the break for the boys in blue, 7-5. Great play from Christian Sorum of Norway.
Beautiful dig, and look at the extension and the torque of his body to get that ball ripped right down the line. A very important 7th point here as we're about halfway through this final tiebreak set.
Anders Moll, he's struggling a little. Normally such a clinical beach volleyball player. And just one too many forced errors from Moll that's allowing Germany to stay in this match. Here's Sorum. That's a great play.
So composed to think that these two players are just 21 and 22 years of age. They are mature beyond their years and have really stayed consistent. There's a great angle of the hitter and the blocker jumping just slightly behind the hitter. Feet almost tangling. Remember, there's no line underneath the net, so if there's any interference, the ref would have to determine that. But contact does not designate if there's interference. They have to impede your play.
Good play from Julius Thole, showing that he's got the nerve in the high-pressure shots and situations here. Very cool, calm, and collective play. Another problem here for Thole with the Wasps.
I think it might be the shirts. Might be attracting the wasp. And there's, look at that wasp come across the lens there.
There's a lot of them out there.
I don't believe we had this issue a year ago, but maybe there's some beehives now somewhere around the venue.
Oh, service errors from both teams. Frustrating. It allows Norway to keep their break at 9-7. Third set tie break, remember. We're only heading to 15, but you need to be 2 points clear. Moll with the service. Serving hard and fast to Thole. Thole now attacks. Blocked at the net. And as our Olympic champion here in the commentary box has pointed out, this match will be won or lost by the blocking skills.
And remember, we were all tied up at 3 blocks apiece going into the tiebreak, and it has been all Anders Moll here in the tiebreak, getting up and over, pressing so solid at the net.
Norway 3 clear. Moll again with the service. One hand is enough to keep the ball up for Norway. And Sorum it is this time that puts the ball away at 11-7. And, well, they're just starting to lose their momentum now, Germany.
Yeah, it's been a real team effort, though, by Norway. A couple of blocks really ignited the defense of Christian Sorum, who's been hovering in the backcourt. And now, all of a sudden, look at this. The composure, Norway out to a 4-point lead.
Thole.
Oh, wow. A lift call by the head referee. Not sure how he came up with that call. We had not seen that. This is Crescentini from Italy. Just was not happy that the ball, I believe, stuck in the hands a little too long, got a little too low. He called a lift immediately, and that resulted in another point for Norway, but definitely a frustrating call for the Germans. And it's a judgment call, and Crescentini, one of the best referees for sure, was all over it immediately.
Well, a point back on the board, still trailing by 4 Germany. Thole picking up a yellow card from Crescentini.
Yeah, Crescentini was not having the argument at all. He gave the warning, the yellow card to get underway. I think Germany was thinking that's a very crucial call at that time, and obviously it can be frustrating.
Great shot from Sorum. Again, showing his wide repertoire of skills at the net. Tempted to hit hard, but this time just places that ball perfectly.
You can just see this game of volleyball, how much momentum plays a part. We saw the trickler serves, everything going Germans' way. And then all of a sudden, Anders Moll, a couple of blocks, some defense, a call by the ref. I mean, things can switch quickly. That's why I have to stay on top of your game. There's another block by Anders Moll.
Beautiful. He was hanging there for what felt like an eternity to give Norway match point at 14-8.
A really great playing right now. Remember, the first 2 meetings between these 2 teams went 3 sets, and we're in the 3rd set here, but Norway now in complete control.
First match point, Sorum serves it to Thole. Wickler sets his partner. Good score. They're still in the match. But for how long is the million-dollar question here, because all Norway need to do is side out. They have 4 match points. It's the second match point now for Norway. Julius Thole with serve for Germany. Moll looks to finish it. Norway go into the finals for their 3rd successive major of the 2018 season. 2 sets to